to my hive of creativity. My name is Danielle Castle and I am the Acting Gallery Educator at the Man Art Gallery. I'd also like to take the time to thank our sponsors, that is the City of Prince Albert, Saskatchewan's Arts Board, CIF, and the Canada Council for the Arts. Today we're going to be doing a project using our crayons, and we're going to be melting those crayons with a hairdryer, or if you have a hot gun, I recommend using the hot gun. We're going to use little canvases, construction paper, and scissors. Now these will be the end results, and I look forward to doing arts and crafts with you. This is the supplies that we will be using today. We're going to be using wax crayons to melt. I separated them into warm and cool colors. I'm going to be using my hairdryer to melt them since I do not own a hot gun, but if you have a hot gun, I definitely recommend using that tool instead. I'm going to be melting these crayons onto the canvas, and when the wax dries, I'll be adding a three-dimensional image. So to add the paper image, you can use cardstock paper or construction paper, and to get it onto there, you'll use hot glue. The first step to my creation will be melting the crayons onto my canvas. Now, as I said, I'm going to be using warm colors for this creation. And when I start melting the crayons onto the canvas, I'm going to make sure that the rest of my crayons are far away from the heat so I don't melt everything at once. Now that the wax has been melted onto the canvas, I'm going to take some time to let it dry. Now while you're waiting for it to dry, you can start working on the picture that you're going to add on top of the canvas. While I wait for my canvas with the warm colors to dry, I can show you how I made this 3D flower. Now you're going to want to use a thicker sort of paper. I had watercolor paper at home, so that is what I'm using. You could also use a construction paper or some cardstock. To create this 3D flower effect, all you need to do is create a heart template, trace it, and then you're going to need to cut it out. So for this picture on this tiny canvas, I used about 6 of these. And because I did not have an already colored paper, I just used marker to color my petals. When you cut out your heart shape, you're going to want to fold it and then line them up onto the canvas. You can also make a stem and a leaf, and then you're going to glue it on. To get these petals and this stem to really stick onto my canvas, I'm going to be using hot glue. So I'm going to move these out of the way, and I'm going to start with my stem. Now if you're doing this project with a young child, you'll definitely want to supervise or do the hot gluing yourself. There you have it. My flower is now attached to the canvas. And I have a cute little spring-themed masterpiece using old crayons, using some paper, working on some scissor skills. It's just a really fun project, and it gets you using an old medium in a new way. Now that my warm colored canvas has dried, I have decided to add my bee onto it. Now, to create this 3D dimension, all I did was draw my bee onto a piece of watercolor paper, and then I traced the shape of that onto an extra piece of paper, which I then glued down with hot glue. And then I colored my bee, folded it in half, and then just glued it along the folded edge and added it onto my canvas. Now here we have it. 2 completed pieces, one in cool colors and one in warm colors. I hope you enjoy this project, and if you want, you can post your results onto our Facebook page. I would love to see what everyone has created.